Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm so excited to do because we are kicking off the March Madness series. Oh yeah, this is year number 3, I believe, for me, doing the March Madness series. If you're new to the series, I will explain how it runs. If you have done it last year or the year prior, welcome back. Let's get ready to have some fun. Play a little game with makeup, have some giveaway prizes going out. Ooh. It's gonna be a good time. All right, so first off, I want to kick off just explaining what the March Makeup Madness series is all about. I think I have to put makeup in the title to like not get demonetized because of March Madness, something like that. But anyways, this is my March Madness series. Okay, so I thought of March Madness a couple years ago. It was just like I wanted to play some sort of like interactive game with everyone, kind of based on the idea of March Madness, which is a big basketball tournament in the NCAA. There's a bracket that you can fill out and people like all over fill it out. You can fill out ones on like ESPN and other websites to like win millions of dollars or $1 million or whatever if you get a perfect bracket, which is incredibly hard to do. A lot of times we make up our own bracket groups with our group of friends and we compete against each other to see who will have the best bracket and all of that. And I was thinking about that. My last name is March. Thought it could be fun. My birthday month. So it's just like a fun time. So I was thinking like, what could I do? What could I do? And I came up with this game where basically for this year, I have 10 different makeup categories. And we start off with 4 products in each category. In today's video, the kickoff video, I'm going to share with you all of the products and all of the categories. And there's going to be a link to a Google Doc, like a Google form, in my description box. What you're going to do is you're going to fill that out. You're going to put your name, you're going to put your email, you're going to put your mailing address, and then their like contact information and all of that. And then there is going to be a list of options and you're going to choose what you think is going to be the winning product, that #1 product out of all of these categories at the end of the March Makeup Madness series. Okay, so the link is going to be down there today. It's really important that you fill that out as quickly as you can because next week when this video goes up, that form is going to be closed. You can't fill it out anymore because then the voting is going to start. So you only have a week to fill out that form. These videos are going to go up on Thursday. I normally don't do Thursday uploads because this is the day that my podcast goes live. I have a new episode of my Start Inspired podcast that goes up every single Thursday. So normally I don't do YouTube uploads, but there is so much to talk about in March. There's so many videos to do. Oh, I have an exciting collaboration with Ultra Cosmetics coming up. If you missed that announcement video went up on Tuesday. So there's so much to put out that I'm like, I have to put these up on Thursday. I don't know when else I'm gonna do it. So next Thursday, another video is gonna go up where we start voting. So you only have a few days to fill out that form and that is how you actually enter into the giveaway. So make sure you do that if you're interested in the giveaway. So this week I'm going to show you all of the categories, all of the different products in there. You're going to fill out that form and you're trying to guess what is going to be the winner at the end. At the end of the series, I do basically like a full face of most voted on makeup, subscribers pick my makeup, that sort of thing. So it's kind of, I like it because like I said last year, it's kind of up to you guys to talk to one another in the comments. I love bringing people together, especially when we have common interests such as beauty and makeup, but talking to one another and, you know, just seeing like what's everyone's favorite. What do you think everyone's going to vote for? Is it going to be a newer product? Is it going to be a little bit of an older product? Is it going to be one of my favorites? Is it going to be a fan favorite? So you're trying to pick what is going to be the most voted on at the end. So next week is going to be where I open up the round of voting for round 1, and I'm also going to give all of the giveaway details in there and show like some of the prizes and all of that. The next week is when I'm going to share what is the top 2 in each category that moved on. Then there's going to be another vote again that week, and then the final week is going to be the finale where I do a full face of all of the top ranked makeup and you get to see like how good did you fill out your form, how good is your bracket. It's not really a bracket because you don't have like 2 teams moving against each other and all of that. It's just like the Google form, but you know, it's just a game. It's just a game. Okay, so before we jump in, again, I just kind of want to go over the form a little bit more. Again, the form is going to be in my description box. Make sure you fill that out, put in your name, and also put in your contact information because if you do have a winning bracket, I do need to contact you some way. And then also make sure to fill out all of them. I do also recommend at the bottom, there is a button that will say send responses to me or something like that. If you click that, you'll get an email and it'll have all of the choices, because a lot of times what I've learned in the past couple of years, that people start to forget what it is that they voted for. So if you don't write it down or store it somewhere, you can click that button and then you'll get the email, and then you can just keep that email for the next few weeks in case you're afraid that you'll forget what it is that you voted on. So I would definitely suggest that. You can only fill out one time, so I'll be watching. I go through all of the entries myself, so I will be watching. Please only fill out one bracket. And then there is going to be 3 giveaway boxes that are going out. So again, it's going to be next week that I will go a little bit more in detail about the giveaways. You'll get a point for every product that you get right. Whoever has the most points at the end will win the 3 giveaway prizes. If multiple people have perfect, like 100% brackets, it goes into a name generator and so on. But otherwise it just goes off of the top brackets, and then there will be 3 different giveaway boxes going out. My giveaways are open international, so anyone can enter, anyone can play the game. Again, next week I will come back and open up the voting, so you have that week to get your bracket filled out. Next week we start voting, and then the voting happens on my YouTube community tab. To access the community tab, if you go to like my YouTube channel, like my homepage of my YouTube channel, there will be a link, there'll be a tab on the top that says community. My community tab is there. Or oftentimes, like if I'm just scrolling through YouTube, especially on my phone, a lot of times the community tab post will show up there. But that's another way that you can access it. So next week when we start voting, that is going to be the only place where the votes will be. I was thinking about putting it on other platforms too, but because we're doing this on YouTube, and that's where you guys can kind of talk to each other the most if you want to, I figured it would probably just make the most sense to keep it on YouTube. So I think that is everything of how we play the game and how March Madness goes down. If you have any questions for me though, please do just let me know and I'd be happy to answer them. But that's a little bit about how it works, bit of the schedule, and kind of like what our end goal is. So I do want to go over, like I said, I have 10 different categories. There's going to be 4 products in each category. So you're going to vote on the one that you think is going to be the most voted on in the end. So it might not be your favorite, but you might think, man, I think a lot of people are going to vote for that bronzer. You might want to vote for that bronzer. Or you might want to vote based on your personal preferences, because maybe that's how you're going to do it. However you want to fill it out. It's totally up to you. But remember, please only fill out one. Okay, so I thought I would start it off with the eyeshadows. So I picked out 4. I was trying to focus on newer products for this too, because I have done this the past 2 years. I didn't want to include repeat items or items that had won in the previous years. I can link the March Madness videos down below too if you want to see an overview. And the first year I kind of like didn't really know what I was doing. I was just kind of like, wow, let's do things. And I made the series really long. I tried to like condense it a little bit for this year, so hopefully you like it, but it's going to be mostly newer products. So I definitely wanted to include a ColourPop palette. This is one of my favorites. I recently did a video ranking all of my ColourPop palettes if you want to check it out. But I wanted to include the Going Coconuts. It's a very neutral palette, but I love this one. It's definitely a favorite from ColourPop. I also decided to put in here from Tati Beauty. This is the Textured Neutrals Volume 1. So this is a bit of a bigger palette, hello, and I thought this would be fun to include because we do have a lot of different options in here, different finishes, glitters, and all of that. So we have the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals. I did also put in the Natasha Denona Mini Glam, not the Mini Nude, which is a favorite, but that's been in the past videos, but I did include the Mini Glam, again, just very neutral, but it's a favorite of mine. I felt like I had to include Natasha Denona. And then I also wanted to throw in a little bit of a wild card, so I threw in some single shadows. I mostly go for my palettes, but I know a lot of people like singles, and I'm just kind of curious how the votes will go. Will this be the most voted on? Will it make it to the second round? I honestly have no idea. But I have this little palette here, and it is full of Makeup Geek shadows. And this is just like a little 9-pan palette that I put together. And these are the shades inside. So, I mean, you know, all of the eyeshadows really do speak to me. So there's that. I did recently do an eyeshadow palette declutter, and I feel like, you know, I kept a lot of my favorites around, but I thought this would be a fun wild card to include in here. We have some neutrals, we have some purples, some mattes, and some shimmers. I just thought it'd be fun to throw it in there. So those are the 4 options for the eyeshadow palettes. I decided to mix up the lips a little bit just to like throw some curveballs into here. So I have 2 different duos with a lip liner and a lip gloss, and then 2 regular lipsticks. So it's going to equal 4 categories still, but there's actually more than 4 products in here. So first up, I have the Oh Snap lip liner from ColourPop, a favorite, this tiny little thing. And then also this gloss from Milani, which is a really nice gloss. This is one of the Keep It Full glosses, and this is in the shade Nude Shimmer. We have a nude pink lip liner, and then this glossy nude shimmer from Milani. So that is one option. And then another lip liner lip gloss, I have the Pat McGrath Contour. This one is newer to me. And then from Lawless Beauty, this is the glazed lip gloss. So the Pat McGrath Contour is more of like a brown nude lip liner, and then the Lawless Gloss is this really pretty, like mostly clear. It has a little bit of pink to it, but that is another duo that you could vote on. And then I also wanted to include my Charlotte Tilbury Very Victoria, because I just think that this is a beautiful shade. It's definitely a fave. So that is Very Victoria from Charlotte Tilbury. And then I wanted to include a red. I've included some reds throughout the past years, but I was trying to find one that I hadn't already included in March Madness. This one is from Il Makiage. This was in collaboration with Carly Bible, and this is in Venus. So this is their red lipstick that they came out with. So that is the different options that we have. So lip liner, lip gloss, lip liner, lip gloss, lipstick, lipstick. So you can go ahead and vote on what you think is going to be the final lip combo at the end. I did want to say that I'm not including any of my collaborations with Ofra. Again, I just recently announced, like literally the day that I'm filming this is Tuesday, and I did my live chat this morning. So if my makeup looks a little wonky, I cried throughout the entire live chat, okay? So it's a little rough to have to film multiple videos today actually, but I didn't think that would be very fair, and either like A, I would get really sad if they didn't get voted on, or B, I would feel bad if they got voted on, especially because I know I'm going to be using them and talking about all the products so much for the next while here. So I did want to say that if you're like, why is the collab pieces in there? I just didn't think that'd be really fair. But moving on to mascara, I have 4 here. So one is just a mini. This is the new one from Fenty Beauty. I did review this recently in a Makeup Monthly. I said that I really liked the formula. I really like the mascara and how it makes my lashes look, but I do get some smudging with this one. So there's that. I also wanted to include this one from Ilia Beauty. This is their After Midnight Limitless Lash Mascara. This is a really nice mascara. This one is a favorite of mine. I'm curious if it would be voted on though, because I feel like Ilia Beauty doesn't get like a lot of social hype, so I don't really know, but it is a favorite of mine. I also wanted to include this one from Ofra Cosmetics. This is their HD Volumizing Mascara. This is like my fourth tube of this one from Ofra. I think it makes the lashes look so nice. This one has been a favorite since they came out with it. It's a bit of a newer product to them, but I think it's a fantastic mascara. And then I also thought I would include the Benefit Bad Gal Bang. I know a lot of people seem to really enjoy this one too. I do also. I think that it's a great mascara, and it's definitely very lengthening, which I like a lot too, but I know that this one does get quite a bit of buzz, so I thought it would be fun to include that. So those are the 4 mascaras that you can vote on. Moving over to face, I included the primer category. Let's see, so I have a favorite of mine, kind of like an older staple of mine, from First Aid Beauty, the Hello Fab Pores Be Gone Matte Primer. I also chose out the Milk Hydro Grip. I know this gets quite a bit of buzz on social media as well, a nice gripping primer. I also wanted to put in the Ulla Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. I know I see a lot of people that really enjoy this one. This one's not a favorite of mine, but I feel like I see it getting a lot of love, so I thought I would include it. And then I've had my list built out for a while, but I've made some changes here and there. I wanted to exchange one of the other primers that I had for this one from Tatcha. This is a new one. This is the Liquid Silk Canvas. So the original, the balm was like so hyped. Well, Tatcha just sent me over the Liquid Silk, and so far I've really been liking it. I used it today. I think that it's a really nice primer actually, so I thought I would sneak it in here just to see, like, will this one win? I don't know. What's gonna win? I have no idea. It's been so fun to watch the March Madness series throughout the past 2 years because I truly have no idea what's going to go on, and it's so much fun to watch the votes. But those are the 4 primers. Okay, for foundations, I felt like I was pretty limited because there hasn't been like a lot of new foundations that have been releasing recently. So I was like, man, I feel like I just have older foundations to talk about. That's a lie. You see that? You see what I just did you? I just lied to you right there because, geez, there was so many new foundations releasing towards the end of 2019. It was wild. So it was kind of hard to pick just 4 actually because there was so many that came out. So I wanted to do 2 that I feel like definitely got a ton of hype online when they released. That is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation and also the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. I do have a video ranking all of the foundations that I tried in 2019 because again it was a lot of them, and I rank all 4 of these that I'm including. Again, I was trying to put like newer products in here. I think that both of these are really nice. This definitely has a very dewy finish. This one is a little bit more on the natural side versus the Anastasia, but those are 2 choices. And then also I wanted to include like 2 of my favorite foundations that have come out. This one is from Shiseido. This is the Synchro Skin Refreshing Foundation. It's actually what I'm wearing today. I think that it is such a beautiful foundation, so long wearing, so natural. And then also I wanted to include from Pat McGrath, this is the Skin Fetish Sublime Foundation. Just a favorite foundation of mine. I think that is beautiful. The Shiseido is a little bit more matte. The Pat McGrath I think is more natural but a little bit on the dewy side as well. And I just honestly, like, I won't be mad at any 4. I mean, I'm not gonna be mad at anything that gets voted on, but especially the foundations, I like them all. I feel like you won't be able to make a wrong choice, and I'm so curious. Like, this is definitely a category that I'm super intrigued of what's gonna win out. All right, let's move it over to concealers. I have 2 high-end and 2 drugstore. So one of the high-ends that I just absolutely love, this is from Giorgio Armani. This is the Power Fabric Concealer. This is just a bomb concealer. It's so good. I've talked about it several times. I think that it's fantastic. Another one, a high-end one. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Vanish Concealer. I don't feel like I see a lot of people talking about this one, but the people that I do hear talking about it love it. I have the shade, I think it's Fair. Yeah, I have the shade Fair. This is such a good concealer to color correct, but also just to like brighten the under eyes. I think that it is beautiful. I love this one also. So I wanted to include this one from Charlotte. And then the 2 affordable ones I have, this from e.l.f. is the 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This is the original version, not the hydrating one. I do have the hydrating one. Honestly, I like the original one more, which kind of surprises me. But wanted to include this. I know so many people really enjoy this one, so I'm curious if this is going to be the winner. I don't know. And then the other affordable one, I had a few options actually, but I decided to choose this one from CoverGirl. This is the True Blend Undercover. This is a really fantastic concealer as well. Honestly, these 2 kind of remind me a little bit of each other, but I think that they're both great, and for the price tags, like, they're just awesome. So those are the 4 concealers, 2 luxury, not even high-end, like 2 like luxury concealers versus 2 affordable. Super curious what's going to win out. I did also include powder. I have all loose powder in here. My pressed powders that I have, I believe I've included all of them in my past March Madness series, so I decided just to go with the loose powders. I have this one from Revlon. This is the Photo Ready Candid. This is another really nice powder. Again, especially drugstore wise, I think that it's really good. So the Revlon Candid. I also have from Pat McGrath, this is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfecting Powder. This is a really bomb powder too. I really like the way that it looks. I have that on today actually. I have this one, honestly, like powders were kind of hard because I truly didn't have like a ton of new ones, so it was a little bit challenging, but I included this one from By Terry. This is the Hyaluronic Hydra Powder. Again, this is one that I don't feel like I see a lot of. I don't hear the brand By Terry talked about a ton. They are very luxury as well, but the reviews that I have seen on this one, a lot of people really like it too, so I thought I would include it. And then this is a bit of an older one, but it's a not new product to my collection, but it's like fairly newer out of all of the powders that I own. And this is from Laura Mercier, and this is the translucent powder, just kind of like the classic OG translucent powder. I had the Secret Brightening powder for such a long time, but then I got this one and I really do like it. And now that I'm not trying to make my under eyes super white. I actually like this more than the Secret Brightening. So those are the 4 powders. All right, moving over to highlighters. I wanted to include the Benefit Cookie Highlight because I feel like this really took the internet by storm. A lot of people love on the cookie highlight. I always have to swatch with my finger with the Benefit box packaging, which is kind of awkward, but I can never get my finger in there, so the swatch might be a little bit awkward, but Benefit Cookie, beautiful. I also wanted to include this one from Lawless. I think that this is a really beautiful highlight. This is the Afternoon Delight. We have the Lawless one next to it. Lawless is a little bit more golden, but still really beautiful. I also wanted to include this one from ColourPop. This is Horse and Carriage. This is a stunning pressed highlight. It reminds me of Flexitarian, which is a beautiful Super Shock from ColourPop. Hey, can you see it? I don't know if you can. Should I swatch it again? That is Horse and Carriage from ColourPop. That's hysterical. And then, you know, there's been some categories that I've been trying to do a little bit of a wild card, and I thought that this would be a wild card. This is from Jaclyn Cosmetics. I think this is the only loose highlighter that I own, but this is the Balm Loose Highlight. Just curious to how the voting would go. Again, this is a loose highlight, so once again, I'm trying to swatch with my knuckles, so I don't know how well this is gonna go, but we have the Balm highlight over here. So I feel like Cookie is a little bit more pink, where Horse and Carriage is like that white pearl. Afternoon Delight is a little bit more gold. And then again, the Jaclyn is a little bit on the golden, like golden champagne side as well. So 4 different highlights, different formulas, and all of that. I'm real curious to see how the votes are going to play out on this one as well. Going over to blush, I've actually moved my blush category around quite a bit, but one that I kept in here is this one from Cover FX. This is one of the monochromatic blush duos, and this is in Warm Honey. So you have a matte side and then a shimmer side with this blush. These aren't like my absolute favorite, but I know a lot of people really like these blush duos. I recently did a blush declutter, and so many of you mentioned how much you love the Cover FX. So I'm just really curious to see how these will do in the ranking. A newer one to me, this is from ColourPop in collaboration with Sailor Moon. This is the Cat's Eye blush. I tried out the collection recently, and I was actually really impressed with this blush. I thought it was really pretty because it looks very intimidating, but I thought that it was a really beautiful blush, that it blended out really nicely. So that is the ColourPop Sailor Moon. I also included one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is a newer blush to me. This is one of the Cheek to Chic Intense blushes, and I think that it is so beautiful. I have been really feeling on these blushes. This one is more of a pinky nude. So this one is from Charlotte Tilbury at the bottom there. And then again, wanted to throw in a bit of a wild card, and that is a liquid blush. I do not go for liquid blushes very often, and this is one. I have a liquid blush and a cream blush in my collection, one of each, that's it. But this is from Ilia Beauty. This is their Color Haze Multi Matte Pigment, and this is in Waking Up. But this is a really beautiful liquid blush for someone who doesn't go for liquid blushes very often. I find this really easy to use. The shade is really beautiful, so I'm trying to like kind of blend it on my hand there so you can see it. I think it's easy to use. I think the shade is beautiful. I actually really do like it, so I thought I would include that one as my wild card. So those are the 4 blushes. All right, and finishing off with the bronzers, I've kind of moved things around a little bit here too. One I wanted to include is this one from ColourPop. This was in their Coconuts collection, and this is Talk to the Palm. I also recently did a bronzer declutter, so I've been doing a declutter series every single week. That's another one that's made it a little bit difficult to be like, where do I fit in the March Madness series, because I'm also doing the declutter every week. But there is Talk to the Palm. I also have this one from Lawless Beauty. This one doesn't have a name. I thought it was Afternoon Delight, but it doesn't have a sticker on the back, but that's the highlight. So I can't remember what this one's named, but I believe there's 2 different shades of the bronzer, and I have the lighter one from Lawless Beauty. And again, I didn't feel like I had a ton of new bronzers to include that weren't already in past March Madness series, but there is the difference between those 2. And then 2 newer ones. I thought I would include this one from e.l.f., one of the primer infused bronzers in Forever Sunkissed. A lot of people are loving these. I picked this up, you know, kind of based on all of the comments and recommendations that I see from others. And it is a really beautiful bronzer, very natural. So that is the e.l.f. And then the last one I put in here from Too Faced, this is the Sun Puppy Bronzer. A lot of people are really loving on the packaging of this one, which I do agree is absolutely beautiful. So I just kind of swirl my finger together along all three to hit all of the different bronzer shades that are inside there. But this last one here is the Too Faced Sun Puppy. So a few different options with the bronzers there. But those are the 4 bronzers to choose from. And after that, those are the 10 categories and the 4-ish, besides lips, products in each one for you to vote on. Again, the link to fill out your form to make your votes is going to be in the description box. Make sure to fill that out as quickly as you can. Don't forget, because by next week it's going to be closed and we're going to move on to the voting. So you have to have that filled out if you do want to enter the giveaway, or you just want to play along if you're not even playing for a giveaway prize, but you just want to play along and see how well you do and see how well you think you know what products are going to be voted on. Again, I really have no idea what's going to happen. I'm super curious to see a bunch of these different categories. So check back next week. I'm going to go over the giveaway prizes in more detail, and I am also we're going to start the first round of voting and then see what 2 products from each category move on to round 2. So I hope that you are excited about that. I am excited about that. I hope you're pumped that March Madness is back. I love doing this series, and I love it. Towards the end of February, I started to get so many comments from people asking if the series was going to make a comeback, and I was like, for sure, we have to play this game again. March Madness is underway. Do you fill out a bracket for the actual games? Let me know, because I'm very excited to do so myself. That's gonna wrap it up. If you guys did enjoy it or you're excited for the series to come back, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I hope that you also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.